Hey y'all, what's up? Thanks for stopping by. My name is Chantel. If this is your first Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back. If this is your first time joining me, then welcome. My name is Chantel. On my channel, we talk about vegan recipes, healthy and simple living tips. If that's what you're into, then stop what you're doing, click on that red button below that says subscribe, and you'll see all the videos that I post every single week. So Christmas is over, New Year's is here, and it is 2018. I cannot believe that it's 2018 already. But people are so fired up about their New Year's resolution. They have all these goals, and that's awesome. But what happens is after about a week or so, even after the third day, people start to dwindle off on their goals. They, life happens and it just gets a little bit more difficult than it was before. Maybe they don't remind themselves of what their goal was. Maybe they don't have accountability. I know how hard it can be to stick to a goal. So I have 10 tips that'll help you hit your goals in 2018. I have them on my phone, so if I look down, that's why. I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible because I like to get straight to the point, but the first one is just state the goal. And I know that seems pretty self-explanatory, but not having an actual goal in mind is kind of like shooting a moving target. You'll never hit your goal if you do not know exactly what it is that you want. So if you're one of those fly by the seat of your pants type of people, or you like to live with the wind or whatever, it's gonna be pretty hard for you to accomplish one goal in particular. You might eventually get there, but if you wanna be very concise and to the point and you have a deadline, you wanna make sure that you state a goal that you want to accomplish and have that goal in mind. It could be multiple, but make sure that you know exactly what you want. And if you don't know what you want, then start writing some things down and brainstorm what exactly it is that you want out of 2018. Number 2 is to write it down. I know you've heard this before. I'm not the first person to say it. I'm not the person to invent it, but I am also a person who doesn't like to reinvent something that's actually working for tons and thousands of people, which is writing it down. If you have a goal in mind, now the next thing is to put it down on paper somewhere, because that's gonna help you, that's gonna help it stick into your mind. That's gonna help you see it every single day. As some of us might know that the law of attraction, you are going to start attracting the things that you are writing down, the things that you are constantly thinking about. And if you write it down, then you're gonna constantly be thinking about that thing, and it's eventually gonna come back to you. My dog's taking a water break. Earl Nightingale says to write it down and put it in a piece of paper and put it somewhere that you're gonna have to physically see every single morning and night. So for someone who doesn't carry purses, if you carry something in your pockets, put the piece of paper with your goals written down and put it in your pocket. So that way you have to put it in there in the morning, you have to look at it, and then when you go to bed at night, you take things out of your pocket, you can pull it out, you'll look at it again. Same thing if you have a purse, put it in your purse. I don't know, you can write it anywhere, journal, diary, whatever, but write it down and look at it every single day. 3 is to create a routine for yourself. If you want to start working out, for instance, then pick a day or days and times that you're going to work out and do that thing. Or if it's a specific type of exercise that you're trying to do. Like for me, I'm trying to increase my flexibility. So Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays are when I'm going to do flexibility training or yoga and things like that. Have a routine so that way you know that every single Wednesday you're gonna do this certain thing. No matter how big or how small it is, having a routine is gonna help it become more second nature to you, and it's not gonna be a chore or a task. It's just gonna become part of your life. 4 is practice visualization. In the morning when you wake up or at night before you go to bed, just practice visualizing something that you want. I practiced this morning just by closing my eyes in the bed before I got out of bed. I envisioned what I wanted for my life the next couple of years. You can get really creative with it. You can see yourself doing XYZ. You can visualize the type of body that you want. You can visualize the type of personality that you want. You can visualize happiness and joy, those types of things. You can also visualize your day and how that's gonna be. So for instance, if you have a big meeting coming up that day, then in the morning visualize you nailing that meeting. Things like that. 5 is to have an accountability partner. Tell somebody or a group of friends or Facebook or YouTube or whatever your means of communicating with people is, use that platform to tell other people what you're doing, so that way they hold you accountable. You can join groups. You can have a group message. Right now, my friends and I have a group message going on where we're all going to be doing something different as far as our health. But we might all have separate goals, but we're all utilizing our group text to hold each other accountable. So that's something that you can do to keep yourself in check, is to tell other people, because when you boisterate your things, just like writing it down, that's like the next layer of it. You speak out loud what it is that you're going to do. Other people are watching, and that's going to hold you accountable, hopefully, to following through on what you said you were going to follow through on. 6 is to make a vision board. This is something that my friends and I plan to do in the near future. I've done it in the past, but I think you should always refresh your vision board, because sometimes your goals change and sometimes you hit your goals, so there's no reason for you to have it on there anymore. But basically, a vision board, you can use it on your phone, you can do old school construction paper, you can get really creative with it, but really you're just putting down your goals in a visual form, so that way you can see it every single day. So it goes back to that point, like writing it down or speaking out loud. This time you have a visual for you to see every single day. For instance, a lot of people put it on their screensavers on their phone. I posted my vision board in my bedroom, so that way I saw it. The author of Chicken Noodle Soup for the Soul, I believe it was, he said he put a $100,000 bill on his ceiling, so when he woke up the next day, that was the first thing he saw. You can do anything you want to help remind you of what your goals are. So the vision board is a great idea for you to just have it posted somewhere so you can see it. You can get pretty, you can get creative with it, using pictures, emojis, whatever you can do, but make it fun and make it something that you're going to be able to look back and say, wow, like I really spoke these things into existence. 7 is to journal. Now, not everybody is a journaler. Maybe you can do like voice memos or whatever you do, but I recommend writing things down, because your personal diary or your journal is your way of recapping your thoughts, but also a way for you to kind of write things into existence. Like last year, I had a lot of life-changing moments, from leaving my former employer, which was really hard, venturing out on my own from a business perspective. Those are all really hard things for me. Going vegan was a huge decision for me. Writing it down helped me to make that decision in the moment and stick to it. It also helped me to speak into existence exactly what it was that I was going to do. So this was crucial, because before I even made those decisions to do anything, I was writing it down, basically telling myself that I am going to leave my job, I am going to go vegan, I am going to do this. So the power of the pen and the power of the tongue, the power of the mind, all of these seem to work together to help create the life that you want. Another thing is just recalling some of the things that you wrote. I love going back through my old journals and looking back to what I said, because those are quite interesting. You will see how your mind frame was changing, how you're different than you were before. Maybe if you're not doing something that you were doing, you can see exactly what it was that you were doing then and why it's so different, and maybe you have to just do like a mindset shift. It's just so good for a number of different things, and also very therapeutic. 8 is to track your progress. You can do this a number of different ways. You can make yourself a to-do list, which I always recommend. I do that for myself. That way you can look back on it at the end of the day and see whether or not you accomplished your goals. I do that, for instance, when it comes to posting on social media, when it comes to doing my YouTube videos, when it comes to editing my YouTube videos, or studying, going to work, working out. I have a personal and a professional to-do list that I always abide by, but it also helps you to track how you're doing. If you're tracking fitness goals, you can track your body fat percentage, you can track your muscle gain, you can track your weight loss. Those are all things that are trackable and measurable, and if you're not doing those things, then you're kind of just hoping that you will get to your outcome. Now, I'm not saying to get excessive with it, but if you have a true goal in mind, then find a way to track your results, even if it's not on a weekly basis. Maybe it's bi-monthly. Maybe if it's a stretch goal, then you do quarterly. Whatever that means to you, have a way and a system to track how you are doing, how you're measuring up. And while you're doing that evaluation on yourself, you might even find that, hey, I'm doing way better than I thought. Maybe I can raise the bar, or hey, maybe I'm not doing as well as I thought I should. Let me get myself in gear. So tracking yourself is kind of a gut check for you to hold yourself accountable to hitting your goals. 9 is to get educated and take massive action. This is something that is truly, truly hard for a lot of people, myself included. I also struggle with this part, which is just educating myself and taking action right afterwards. Sometimes we get so wrapped up on the how that we don't do the thing that is so necessary, which are the steps that are required to get the what. So trust me when I say you're not the only one who might feel that way. I definitely am that person too, where I get caught up in the how sometimes. But getting education will give you enough confidence to take the action. When we educate ourselves, we're gonna have the confidence, we can just go ahead and get started with those steps. But also just knowing that we're gonna figure things out as we go. So if we have an idea in mind of what we wanna do, then get educated as much as possible and then just start, just get going. 10, the last thing, and also very, very important, is celebrating the wins, and not just any win, but also the small ones. Because if you lost a pound, I don't know how many times as a health coach I've heard people say, oh, I only lost a pound. Well, that is something that you need to celebrate, because that's 1 pound less than you were the week before. And had you not started, then you wouldn't even be that pound down. If it's with your job and you got a promotion, or you became a lead, or they gave you more responsibility at work, or you got a raise, those are all things that you can celebrate. If you went 4 days this week working out, or going to the gym, or journaling, anything that you can think of, if it was something that was on your goal list, celebrate it, no matter how big or how small it was, because if you're not having fun, then you're not gonna stick to it. I do also have a bonus tip for you guys, and that is to be grateful. Every single day, wake up and give thanks to whoever it is that you're thanking, the universe, God, the ancestors, whomever it is. You can say it in your head, you can say it out loud, you can write it down in your journal when you're journaling, but make sure that you're being grateful for the things that you have. Because if you're not grateful for the things that you have, then you can't make space for what's to come. I hope you guys found value in this video. I tried to make it super short. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Leave a comment below if it's something that you felt was a really good tip, or if you have a tip of your own that you'd like to share with me and the rest of us here watching. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning into my video. I can't wait to see you next time. Until then, peace.